I'm taking a $55 grocery haul and I'm showing you exactly how to turn that haul into 5 different healthy dinner recipes. This is day 3 of the series. Hello, welcome back to my series where I'm taking a $55 grocery haul and I'm showing you exactly how to turn that haul into 5 different healthy dinner recipes. Each recipe serves 4 people, so by the end, we're gonna have 20 servings of easy, delicious, nutritious meals for $55. This week I'm making recipes that are kind of transitional between the end of summer and the beginning of fall. By the end of the week, we will have used up every single thing that we bought, which is just like the most satisfying part of it. This is my 10th time doing this budget grocery series, which is what I call it. If you're new here, you haven't seen my content before, you can find all of those other series on my website now. I've done all different themes and different ingredients on the list and things like that, so definitely check those out. Now, this is day 3 of the series. I've already posted a couple of recipes and I shared the full grocery list, the pantry staples, prep options, substitution options, all of that. I will link each of those videos in the description here. So if you're looking for anything, you can most likely find it in the description. I also share these recipes on my website, so you can follow along the actual recipe link in the description for this one and the ones that I've already posted this week. And if you have any questions at all about anything that I haven't covered, feel free to leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. Today's recipe is gonna be a sauteed beef and lentil lettuce wrap. The wraps are gonna have a sriracha tahini sauce that you can drizzle on top. We're gonna put cilantro on top and green onion and carrots. It's gonna be veggie packed and protein packed. So let's dig in, let's go through all of the ingredients that we're gonna use and then start cooking. Really quickly while I have you, please hit subscribe on YouTube. I would so appreciate it, especially if you're loving these videos, this series that I do. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love your feedback and your comments. And just thank you so much for everyone who's subscribed. I'm so grateful and I'm having so much fun with YouTube. I post these recipes in short form videos too on the other apps like Instagram and TikTok, Pinterest, Facebook. So if you're looking for me anywhere else, links are in the description as well, and I have the same username everywhere. Okay, ingredients for today. Our key proteins are gonna be lentils, which is not an ingredient I use a ton, but it's really budget friendly. It's really delicious. I like lentils. I just don't think about them that much. And ground beef. I'm using these little gem lettuce leaves as lettuce wraps. You can use these, especially if you're shopping at Trader Joe's. You can use romaine, you can use butter lettuce leaves, whatever works for you. And if you didn't want to do a lettuce wrap, we could make these into tacos, or you can make them as bowls. We're gonna have a little bit of extra rice, so you can make some rice bowls and add everything on top. I just like to switch things up, and we've done some of that already, so we're doing lettuce wraps for this one. In the beef and lentil mixture, there's gonna be a couple of components that make up a really delicious sweet and spicy sauce. So sriracha is gonna be one of those components. If you don't like spicy, you can leave it out, and that's totally fine. Coconut aminos, which is just a replacement for soy sauce, so you can use soy sauce or tamari. Maple syrup to make the sauce a little bit sweet. Toasted sesame oil, olive oil, and some spices as well. We're gonna do smoked paprika, kosher salt, ground ginger, garlic powder, red pepper flakes, and sesame seeds, which are both optional. We're gonna make a sauce out of these 2 ingredients. It's just gonna be a little bit more sriracha and tahini. You could sub your tahini for almond butter or cashew butter, even sunflower butter I think would work, but I'm going with tahini. Keep it nut-free, and I just really love the taste of tahini. And then finally, going on top of the lettuce wraps, we're gonna do some cilantro, some carrots that we'll cut up, and some green onions that we'll slice. So the first thing that I'm gonna do to kick off the recipe is I'm gonna start cooking the lentils, and then there's just a little bit of veggie prep that we have to do. So let's go do that and get started. First, I'm gonna finely chop about half of my cilantro, and this is gonna be for topping at the end, but I just wanna get all my veggie prep done and out of the way. And I'm really just trying to get the leaves here. Don't need the stems. I love the smell of cilantro. Also, if you're somebody that doesn't like cilantro, you can absolutely leave it out. Next, I'm doing my green onions. We basically are just using half of the bag. I'm doing 2 because these are really big. So you just wanna thinly slice these. Then I'm just gonna peel 2 decently large carrots and thinly slice them. These are all for toppings. So you could either do ribbons here or kind of like matchstick thin slices. It's really up to your preference. I'm gonna do kind of like thin sticks. So I'm just cooking the lentils according to package instructions, which is a ½ cup of lentils to 1½ cups of water. Let's quickly make the tahini sauce and then we'll have everything ready so that we can start sauteing. Starting with a ¼ cup of tahini. Tahini is just ground sesame seeds. Now I'm gonna start with a teaspoon of sriracha. I'm gonna do a little pinch of salt. I also have some warm water reserved so we can thin this out. Okay, so now that we have our sauce done, the lentils just finished. And this is just a half cup of lentils. Let me give you a close up, but it really makes a lot once it's cooked. So now it's time to start sauteing our ground beef. So I've got a decently large skillet here, and I'm gonna bring this to medium heat. And now that it's heated, I'm adding in just about a tablespoon of olive oil. And now that the oil is hot, I'm adding in the pound of ground beef. I'm just cooking this while kind of breaking it up into little pieces until it's browned all over. It's gonna be about 5 to 7 minutes. All right, it's just about browned all over. Now I'm gonna mix up my spices. I have salt, garlic powder, ground ginger, a little bit of smoked paprika, and red pepper flakes in here. Just mix everything. Now I'm continuing to let this cook. I'm adding in a 1/3 cup of coconut aminos, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of maple, and 1 tablespoon of our sriracha. And I just want the sauce to cook down for a couple of minutes. It's been about 3 minutes and the sauce has cooked down a good amount. Now I'm just gonna clear the center and mix in my lentils. I just want the flavors to really get into the lentils, so I'm gonna continue cooking for just a few more minutes. Okay, now that most of the liquid has been absorbed from the sauce in the beef mixture and it feels like the flavors have really had a chance to combine, it's time to plate our lettuce wraps. And take a look, it looks really, really good. While my sauce was sitting, it thickened up a little bit, so I did just add 1 more tablespoon of warm water to bring it back to a little more liquidy state. I washed the lettuce leaves after I separated them. You'll definitely have extra to do as many as you want. Let's add the beef mixture. I'm gonna start with the carrots. Now a little bit of our green onion, cilantro, and then our tahini sauce. I'm just gonna do a little drizzle on each one. I don't want it to be too overpowering because it did give a good amount of spice. Okay, I just topped it off with our sesame seeds, and that's it for the lettuce wraps. They look really, really delicious. I think doing the sauce as an extra step really did make a difference. It adds to the look of it, and I think it's gonna add a lot, of course, to the flavor of it. It's gonna give a little bit of nutty and spicy to go on top of these other flavors, and I'm just really excited to take a bite. I also wanted to note really quickly that I made a sauce that's very similar with tahini and a teaspoon of smoked paprika instead of sriracha, just to try a different option. And this one is kind of like a smoky sauce. So if you want smoky over spicy, just do the same ratio, but 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Okay, I'm so excited to taste, so let's just do the taste test. Wow. Honestly, they are like 10 times better than I expected them to be. It might be my favorite that we've made so far. The flavor of the sauce is just so good. I always kind of go back to this with coconut amino, sriracha, and maple syrup. It just always makes for the most delicious combo. And the different textures that you get from the ground beef and the lentils and the herbs on top, the carrots giving that crunch, and then the actual lettuce wraps giving a crunch too. It's just like the perfect combo of everything. If you're not somebody that usually cooks with lentils, and I'm kind of not, I use them sometimes, but definitely not as much as I use something like ground beef. I highly recommend you try this recipe because it's fun to incorporate something in a way where it's almost hidden and you do get the benefit of the texture of the lentils, but I don't know if you would notice right away that they're in there. And you're adding in even more protein. Like sometimes I'll add frozen cauliflower rice to my ground beef mixture just to get a veggie in, but I think I'm gonna start doing this instead because not only are you adding another plant in there, but you're getting the added protein, you're getting more of a substantial texture. It's just adding like so much more than I really expected when I first wrote out the recipe. Well, I'm feeling very happy with today's recipe. This one is just like a standout for me so far. I am loving making these recipes so much. Thank you guys for watching the series. I love making these long form videos versus my typical short form because we do really get to talk about the substitutions, how things actually work, and just get into more depth about everything. So thank you for watching. Please, please, please subscribe. That way you won't miss any more of these videos and all the other types of videos that I do and am planning on doing. And then join my newsletter on Substack because I'm gonna be sending out a recap of this whole week for my free newsletter this weekend. And that's gonna include the grocery list, the pantry staples, all of the recipes that we made with the instructions. So you can get everything in one spot. So it's just a really, really easy way to access everything. Make sure you're subscribed there and then follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest. I'm everywhere, Jenny's Good with 2 N's and 3 O's. Thank you for watching and I will see you back tomorrow. I'm so excited to show you the next recipe. And quick reminder before you go, if you're looking for any of my kitchen tools, my plates, plates, anything, that is all linked in the description as well. Okay, I'll see you back here tomorrow.